Socrates, known as the father of truth and a founder of modern philosophy. Actually, thought before philosophy is known as pre-Socratic thought. Socrates died in 399 BC. Socrates was a military hero known for his bravery in many battles. After their evening meal, the soldiers would drink wine and tell stories well into the night. On several occasions, after everyone passed out, Socrates emerged in his own thought, would keep speaking well into the night, unaware that no one was listening. A friend of Socrates went to Athens, to the oracle at Delphi. This was a sacred place where the powerful god Apollo was able to speak through a high priestess when she was in a trance. His friend asked who was the wisest man in the world. When the sacred priestess came out of her trance, she spoke the name Socrates. Well, his friend was very pleased and hurried to tell his friend Socrates. Socrates was shocked in disbelief. Surely he was not the wisest man in the world. So many people knew more than him, doctors, lawyers, educators. He finally realized he was aware of his own ignorance. He said, perhaps I am the wisest man in the world, because I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. Socrates never wrote a word down. His life and philosophies are based by his students and his contemporaries. The first half of Plato, his first and best student's work, is about Socrates. This is the most useful recording of Socrates' work and life that we have. Aristotle was also a student of Socrates, who offered important insights on his work and life. There was a play made called The Cloud by Aristophanes, who wrote a life based on Socrates. When Socrates was still in his 40s, he was still alive. Socrates talked to everyone and anyone. He had a way of teaching by asking questions, which brought one to self-enlightenment. He believed knowledge is virtue. The more you knew about yourself, the better of a person you would be. Shortly afterwards, he was brought up on charges of piety and corruption of the youth and arrested. According to the democratic law, you're allowed to plea bargain for your life. The convicted would bring in his family, relatives, and friends to show everyone who depends on the accused to spare his life. Well, Socrates came into court by himself, not even with a lawyer. When he was asked to propose his own punishment, he asked for a reward, like the Olympic athletes get for the rest of their lives taken care of. And they offer only a few years of entertainment, while he offers eternal happiness. I deserve at least the same reward. Well, Socrates was sentenced to death for piety and corruption of the youth. While he was in prison, his friend, Crito, rich, powerful man, managed a plan for his escape. It was all taken care of. The gods would look the other way, and Socrates would move to another town nearby, and no one would come look for him. Socrates said, no, I can't do that. It would undermine all my life's teachings and also make me a hypocrite. Also, it would make me look like a coward, because he believed no true philosopher was afraid of death. He willingly drank the poison hemlock, which would make your body go numb from the feet slowly up to your heart, then it would kill you. He drank, his legs would get numb when he spoke his last words to his friend Crito, which was to repay a few small debts that he had. Socrates' main teaching was that knowledge was virtue. The more you knew about yourself, the better a person you would become. Confucius lived about the same time. He was also a teacher of mankind. His main teachings was to know yourself. Above all else, know yourself. Jesus Christ built his church on knowledge. I believe it is to be self-knowledge. We have the power of God in us. And with the power of God, what can we not do? Look within yourselves for all answers to all things. Thank you.